Good evening, everybody. This is SPC World's World 2008 here with an update on this weekend's potential minor severe weather and major moderate to major flooding event across portions of the Tennessee Valley, Southeast, and portions of the Ohio Valley. Before we get started with the video, I'd like to ask you guys to like and subscribe to help my YouTube channel grow so more people can see these videos that I post on my YouTube channel. Anyway, guys, let's get started. So, as you guys can see, I have severe weather maps. This is for Friday, February 26th. I'll make maps 24 hours out. So, I'll make maps for Saturday's event on Friday because I don't want to make maps too soon and have them be wrong and freak you guys out. So, 24 hours, I'll be making maps for the next day, just to let you guys know. Anyway, so this is severe weather threat. I think that the marginal risk will extend from areas along and south of Interstate 40 in Tennessee down to central Alabama, including Atlanta, not far from Nashville, portions of like Tupelo, Huntsville, and all the way back into almost into Little Rock, Arkansas, and potentially extending into far southwestern North Carolina as these storms roll through. So the severe weather won't start until the back end of the event, which won't be until Friday night. But this is just the first round. As we go into the weekend, more and more rounds will come through. That's when the flooding threat starts to kick in. But a marginal risk is only in place at this time for portions of the Tennessee Valley and the Ohio Valley and parts of the Southeast. So I guess from now I will show you guys the flooding. So the flooding is a lot bigger all the way in the eastern Oklahoma through Arkansas, farther towards all the way down to Birmingham, Atlanta, towards Jackson, Mississippi, and through Kentucky into southern Illinois, parts of Missouri, Indiana, and parts of far northwestern South Carolina, all the way into far northwestern Louisiana. Northeastern Louisiana, far extreme, like a very small portion, will be included in this large marginal risk for flooding across portions of our areas. So, these are the maps that I made. The Weather Prediction Center have a little bit more different. If you guys want to talk to them, they're the official guys, so I would look at them before looking at me. But, alright, so now we're going to look at the models, as there's not a lot to talk about the maps. Like I said before, this flooding maps will be made 24 hours prior to the event. Like for an example, tomorrow's maps will be made for Saturday. Anyway, so let's go to pivotal weather and zoom in on the United States. Regional Ohio Valley. Single image, we're going to go forecast loop. Oops, sorry guys. Forecast loop. Precipitation type. So here is what the models are stating as of 6 p.m. on Thursday. Models are bringing in overnight some heavy downpours across portions of northern and central Alabama and back into central Arkansas. But then, guys, sorry. Actually, you know what, guys? We're going to use the NAM3KM because this model is now in range for the event. So here. Actually, you know what, guys? Let's use the HRRR. My bad. That model is the most accurate, and this model, we'll use the older run, even though the newer runs have came in. Wait, let me do the math, guys. Hold on. You know what? We can use the HRRR, the newest run from the model, as of 0Z. This is a high res, so it should. We're gonna use. So as you guys can see. This model thinks heavy showers will rumble through northern Alabama, central and southern Tennessee, and portions. And then the backside of it, more showers and storms try to come through Alabama, Mississippi, and then heavy downpours behind it. And then these scattered showers, which I'm gonna take some soundings here. None. Yeah, a lot of capping. You guys can see. No cape. That's what I thought. Kind of wonky sounding, so nothing really is expected. So as we go for the day, some showers and storms. We'll try to go for the evening and could produce some stronger storms along with it. Positive reflectivity shows heavy rain falling across portions of Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia, that's when the flooding will start. But then behind it, you guys can see these isolated stronger storms come in, which would be our severe weather. The flooding is definitely a bigger threat than severe weather, but cannot rule out strong storms, gusty winds, and some small hail, and frequent lightning. So as you guys see, just big, just heavy showers and storms rolling through the northern parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and clearing out these isolated cells that are left over. And total accumulated precipitation showing not in a lot, about an inch of rainfall, actually 2.5 inches across or near the Tupelo area. So in northern Mississippi, Alabama will be getting dumpings of rainfall across portions of these kind of areas, and closer to a 1/2 inch across Nashville, and it decreases as you go north. So we will probably need to look so now let me show you guys the Cape. Actually, we'll probably need to look into more depth with the models that are a lot more farther out, and so we can see like more in depth of what the rainfall is going to be for this entire event. Marginal severe for these models are bringing in some decent Cape across central Alabama, which could spark some storms. Mixed layers. And as you guys can see, this model isn't doing a great job because it hasn't really gone to its full potential just yet. So sorry guys if I'm switching between a lot of models, but I think I'm going to go ahead and choose the NAM. This model is in a full run scheme, so it can help us with our problems currently. We can also use radar, and it brings some heavy downpours like the HRRR did across the northern parts of Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, and heavy rainfall across South Tennessee with isolated storms falling. None of the above of the hazards. With more showers and storms falling eventually on Sunday. Accumulated precipitation looks to be about 1.5 inches by the end of Saturday, according to this model. And with 4.5 inches across the Arkansas Mississippi line, so extreme flooding in that area, which could be upgraded. A lot of flooding. So now we're going to have to use the GFS. Guys, I'm sorry. These models are just knocking out for each other today. And the NAM is just loading in with its newest run. We can check that out. What is the 18Z? Boy, the models are not being good today. I'm skipping between. So you guys can see, not as good as higher res, but will do for this event. Heavy rain. A lot of capping in place. So heavy rain, and then more storms like to come in by the end of this period. So a good amount of rain is falling. By the end of the period, close to 4.5 inches across central Arkansas, and about 1.5 inches near Nashville, and about 2.5 inches over in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And then in northern Alabama, 3 inches near Huntsville, and about 1/2 inch near Atlanta. Some Cape trying to generate its way in here. Since we're nearing the event, I'm gonna use more high-res models so we can forget about the GFS and the European. But once some larger scale events come into play but are a little longer and are a little farther out in range, I'll go back to using the Euro and the GFS. Now, I have to make this video short because YouTube's gonna ask me if I've verified my account, and I don't know about giving Google my phone number, so don't think I'm weird, guys. I'm just saying, you know. Marginal tornado. Okay, so look at this. Nice sounding. Storm Slinky 66 degrees. Not really looking too excited on this severe weather, so anyway. Here's our shear, plenty full for the event by the ended period. Some significant super silver. So, guys, pretty impressive. Could be a pretty bad severe chances for some pretty bad severe weather and flooding. So need to watch out. That's about it. I just didn't want to go into much detail because models. I mean, I'll go into more detail with the more high-res models as we go into tomorrow evening. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great night. See you in tomorrow's video, and goodbye.